Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is a 952nd Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. Now, today I've got a special battle for you, and this is one of our new concept battles. Okay, so this is where one team bring what people would class as lesser or weaker factions, but they get maximum money so they can fully upgrade the units in those factions. And then they face an all-Roman team who can only spend 31k. Okay, so it's the lesser, weaker factions get maximum money to fully upgrade, but we're going up against battle-hardened 31k Roman armies. You'll notice here that we're fighting on a winter map, so the barbarians will be getting a winter bonus and a woods bonus as well if they can get the enemy troops to fight in the woods. Okay, so I say special battle this one. Our first teammate is Brotherhood member Skema. Now, Skema has got 17 bull warriors and 3 fast-moving armoured cavalry generals. Now, those of you that haven't seen the bull warriors before, there they are, the Spanish bull warriors. Notice on their helmets that they've got horns and the sun, and that is because they worship the bull god and the sun god. So there you are, you've got kind of like the sun being held up by the horns of the bull god there. And these guys have got 2 hit points, they've got excellent morale, and they can throw pilers as well. But in general on a 31k battlefield you don't see Spain bought very often because they're not that great. Even with all those specifications. There where you got the fast moving armoured cavalry generals there, they'll have 2 hit points. As well, they're fast moving, go around the battlefield hitting archers, and with fully upgraded plus the 2 hit points there, they'll be hard to kill. So that's an interesting Spanish army of schemers there. It'll be interesting to see how well it does. Okay, our next teammate is someone who's called himself Trump Train, but is in fact Scorpion King SR. Now he's got 8 chosen swordsmen, he's got 6 archers, and he's got 8 infantry. Okay, but also he's got 4 horse archers as well, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Right, there's his chosen swordsman there. Okay, now these to me are very underestimated infantry, especially with really good upgrades on. Of course, these guys are fully upgraded. They are very tough, and as you see during the course of the battle, you'll be surprised on how good they are. And then he's got his chosen archers. Now these got long range, good defense. When they run out of arrows, they make excellent light infantry as well. That's how good their specifications are. Now over here, our rules are 2 horse archers max, okay? But you'll see Scorpion King has bought 4 horse archers, but this is my fault, okay? Because this is a new concept here. We're still kind of sorting out the rules and things like that. And he asked me how many HAs he could bring. Well, I've bought Britannia in this battle, and I just at a glance, I thought he was asking me how many HH head hurlers that I was bringing, and I said 6. And of course, he'd actually asked how many horse archers, but it was me not concentrating on the question there, thinking he was asking me how many head hurlers. So I said 6. So he's bought 4 horse archers here when it should only be 2. Okay, I've got to explain that to you. So it was my fault giving him the wrong information there, but this did cause a little bit of friction in the game with another player, because obviously it is only 2 horse archers max. So there you are, that's just had to explain that to you. And there you are, you can see he's got 2 fast moving armoured cavalry generals as well. So I think that's an interesting Dacian army there. Be interesting to see how well Scorpion King uses it. Our next teammate is RTW player Lando. Now Lando's got 6 archers, 6 cavalry and 8 infantry. Okay, now there's the chosen axemen. We know that they've got effective against armour axes that can cut wide swathes through heavily armoured troops like Roman infantry. Okay, we know they're pretty tough. They've got excellent morale as well. He's got his chosen archers there. Now, unusually, okay, he's only bought 2 berserkers. Now remember, we allow 3 berserkers max in our rules, but he's only bought 2. Now arguably, these berserker units are the most powerful units in the game. So I would suggest that it's unusual to only bring 2 when you are allowed 3. Okay, so that's I would say that's unusual. I would have imagined there. Be interested to see what all of you think. And there you are, he's got his Gothic cavalry as well. Very underestimated cavalry. Check out the specifications of these guys, especially fully upgraded as well. So there you are, that's Lando's Germanic army there. And our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, who's bought the Britannia faction. Now I've just got 4 head hurlers, 6 chariots, and 10 chosen swordsmen. Okay, but only 4 head hurlers. A lot of people might think that's strange. There you are. There's the head hurlers where they're effective against armor heads, but only 4. Okay, now a lot of people might have thought, oh, why not bring 12 or something like that? But that's not the type of army I want. And there you are. You can see I've got the barbarian warlord chariots with their 5 hit points. Okay, so and don't forget, when these guys rout, they just leave the battlefield like any other unit, and are thought to be the best chariots in the game. So there's our team, very diverse team. Should be a great one for you to watch. And here is the other team. We have Brotherhood member Royer 35. Now he's got 9 infantry, 5 archers, and 6 cavalry. Okay, 9 infantry, 5 archers, and 6 cavalry there. So that'd be interesting to see how well he uses that army during the course of the battle. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member Tabor. Now Tabor's got 6 cavalry, 3 triarii, 3 archers, and 8 urban cohorts. So and it's quite a diverse Roman army build there. And I just wanted to show you the triarii. Now you don't see this unit very much in 31k Battlefield because these guys are not great. I've seen them fully upgraded, get hit by enemy cavalry head on and break and rout. So I think they must have a very small anti-cavalry bonus, but they are the Roman armies counter to cavalry. But as I say, you don't see them on a 31k Battlefield that much because they're not that great. So anyway, that's Tabor's army there. Be interested to see how well he uses that. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member Fesen. Now Fesen's got 10 infantry, 6 archers, and 4 cavalry. Okay, 10 infantry, 6 archers, and 4 cavalry. Of course, the majority of his army there are hiding in the woods. And our last teammate is Brotherhood member Armenius, or Vicox, as a lot of you may know him as. Now he's got 6 archers, 8 infantry, and 6 cavalry. But of course, the bulk of his army is hiding in the woods. Okay, now I believe, if I remember correctly with this battle, the enemy troops here, all the enemy troops, are looking to move over to the other flank. So Royer's going to get all the way over to the other flank there, hopefully without being intercepted. But that's where the enemy troops are going to mass, I believe. If I remember correctly, it's going to be on this flank here, because this is the flatter ground on this map, and they can attack from there. So my guess is here, Lando's going to have to be careful where he is with all the enemy troops moving in his direction. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle, we've literally pressed start. You'll see that Scorpion King is now taking his 4 horse archers there, and Skema's 2 fast-moving armoured cavalry generals here towards Royer's army. Now remember, Royer is on the far flank from where his team has decided they want to form up. So poor old Royer has got to get all the way over to the other flank there and hope that he's not going to be intercepted by enemy troops. But of course, with 4 horse archers, as I say, I gave Scorpion King the wrong information there. It should have only been 2 horse archers there, so it was my fault. Thinking he was asking me about head hurlers as I was bringing the Britannia faction. So there you are. You can see my army is right on the other flank there. So what I'm doing is I'm going to run my army all the way over to this flank, because this is where we decided we're going to form up. So I'm hoping that I can get all the way over here without being intercepted there. And you can see our Spanish ally there taking his army towards the enemy troops. As I say, I think if I remember correctly, Germania here, Lando needs to pull back a little bit, because as I say, if I remember correctly, I believe the enemy tried to form up on this particular part of the map here, as this is flatter ground. And as I say, Lando there, if you notice here, can you see he's actually moving away from his allies? So Lando's moving his Germanic army away from his allies. Now that might be important later on in the battle. As I say, Skema's 17 bull warriors there are ready for action. But here, as I say, you can see a nice combination move here by Scorpion King and Skema there. So the horse archers are harassing and haranguing the enemy troops, and bang, as Skema there is charging his fully upgraded armoured cavalry general into Royer's army there. Now make no mistake, this is a real nuisance to Royer, because those horse archers will be causing him casualties every time he tries to move and show his back to those armoured cavalry units. Those cavalry units are smashed into the rear of his moving troops. There's those Scythian horse archers there, shooting in to Royer's army. So as I say, they are a real nuisance to Royer's army there. You can see him trying to attack with his infantry now, trying to chase the horse archers away. But remember, moving troops suffer a lot of casualties from missiles. And as I say, you've got Skema's armoured cavalry generals out there as well, looking to charge into the into Royer's archers. Make no mistake about that, that's what they'll be aiming for, to try and hit the archers of Royer's. You already can see Scorpion King got his fast moving unit there as well. So that's what they'll be looking to do. The moment the infantry move away from those archers, they will be looking to hit the archers there. Okay, there you can see those cavalry units there moving in, fast moving cavalry units, like a bang, as they smash into Royer's archers there. Nice opportunist move there, I think, by Skema's fast moving armoured cavalry general units there. And because of course they've got their 2 hit points and maximum upgrades there, you know, they're difficult to kill. And as I say, those horse archers now are shooting into Royer's army all the time there, being a real menace to his army there. So it was a bit of, obviously, because Scorpion King bought 4 horse archers because of the wrong information I gave him, Royer was not very happy about fighting 4 horse archers there. Okay, meanwhile over here you'll see that Lando has pulled his Germanic army a long way away from his allies there. Okay, I've got my army hiding in the woods there. I'd like to try and encourage the enemy into the woods so I get the woods bonus. But you can see Lando there moving his army a long way away from us. Now, if he gets isolated, okay, if he gets isolated over on that flank, there, you know, there could be some problems there for us. And you can see a lot of enemy troops now are forming up on that particular part of the battlefield. You can see here that his long-range archers are now shooting in to Vycox as infantry there, or Armenius as he is now known there. But here you can see the 2 enemy Roman armies have formed up. Now, if you notice here, can you see the purple SPQR infantry there? Can you see how their units, let's just pause the game for a second, can you see how those SPQR units have gone into long elongated shapes? Now we saw this before on another one of our battles. This is where he's lost his battle formation, and this happens quite commonly. If say you lose a unit from your battle formation, okay, and you move your army forward, very often you lose your battle formation there, and as I say, your units go into these strange long elongated shapes there, where their flank, which of course is one of the weakest part of the unit there, are very exposed to enemy hits. So yeah, it's not so good when you get that happen, but it is quite a common thing. A lot of 31k players get that. Meanwhile over here you'll see that Royer, and I believe with Tabor's cavalry now, are trying to chase off the horse archers and the fast moving armoured cavalry generals there. Another hit going in on the archers, like a bang, as he smashes in there. So as I say, Scorpion King and Skema here working very well together at attacking Royer's army as he's making his way over to the other flank. Of course, whenever you've got to travel a long way with your army, you're always worried about being intercepted by the enemy team, and unfortunately for Royer here, he was intercepted. But as I say, he's got his teammate there, Tabor's cavalry, to help him there. If they put their units in wide open formation there, they could probably chase the horse archers off. But meanwhile over here you'll see that as I say, the Roman armies are starting to form up there on the other flank now. You can see here Lando is, like I say, getting further and further away from his allies. If you look there, you see how far away he is getting from us. Now, he may well be confident with his army because it's all fully upgraded there, but against battle-hardened 31k Roman armies, to me, he is looking a little bit exposed. I don't know what all of you are thinking there. We know Lando's very attacking, very aggressive player, but maybe he needs to move back towards his allies there, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I'd like your thoughts in the comments about this, actually. But there you are, you can see him moving his chosen axeman forward there. As I say, don't forget all of our lesser factions are fully upgraded because we had maximum money. And don't forget, we're up against battle-hardened 31k Roman armies there. As I say, this is a new concept that we're introducing onto Rome Total War, and it seems to be quite popular concept as well, as it's something different and gets our tactical brains having to think a little bit outside of the box, if you like. Okay, but there you can see Armenius' blue Scipii Roman army there. He's up on a slight slope, if you notice there, taking advantage of the slightly higher ground. But Lando's moving. As I say, look where the position is of Lando's army there, you know, from where his allies are. Like, you see, it's quite a long way. And I can see Fesen's red Julii infantry and cavalry moving forward there. It wouldn't surprise me if Fesen's looking to cut Lando off there from getting to his allies. So we just have to see what happens there on that particular flank. And as we move over to the other flank there, you can see that Royer has kind of set up a bit of a defensive position there. He may well move his infantry over to the other flank now with his cavalry covering. There you are. Now, can you see what Royer's done there? He's stretched his cavalry out. He's got his cavalry in open order there, so they cover more ground. And that enables him now to chase off the horse archers. And bearing in mind he's got his cavalry in open order, he'll lose less casualties from those horse archers. He's banging into them and bang! As he charges into those horse archers there. Now, Scorpion King wouldn't surprise me if he backed those horse archers off, which is what he's doing. But this is doing what Royer wants. He wants to chase off the horse archers so he can then move his infantry and archers up towards the rest of his allies there. Okay, so unfortunately Royer got intercepted there, which is a bit of a nuisance when that happens. Okay, but just look where Lando is now in comparison to where his allies are. And here you can see Fesen here thinking to himself, wow, we're going to take full advantage of this, as he's starting to try and cut Lando off from his allies. And there you can see Lando's cavalry there moving forward there. But as I say, Lando maybe needs to think about possibly moving over towards his allies now. As yeah, look at that. My guess is that Armenius' cavalry is fully upgraded. He usually brings fully upgraded cavalry with his 31k army. And there you can see Fesen teaming up with Tabor there. Maybe looking to take on Scorpion King's Dacian infantry there that are in the woods. Here you can see that Skema has kept his 17 units of bull warriors there back out of the fray. So he's got fresh troops there. Remember, they can throw pylons the same as Roman troops. And they've got excellent morale like Roman troops as well. Meanwhile, over here, like you can see, Tabor's cavalry now going to attack the Dacian infantry. Get ready for this, and bang! As he smashes in there. But if you notice there, he's going slightly up a slope there. And those, as I say, the Dacian chosen swordsman fully upgraded. And as I say, a chosen swordsman, I think, can be a bit underestimated infantry. And as I say there, you can see there that they just threw that cavalry attack off there, didn't they? Can you see that? So, as I say, chosen swordsman, fully upgraded there, can be very underestimated. Here you can see that Fesen's red Julii army there. He just did a cavalry attack on some of our archers there. And there you can see Skema has now brought his Spanish army towards the battle here. And it wouldn't surprise me if he took that Spanish army out to face the Roman troops there. And as I say, Lando has pulled his troops back a little bit there from possible attack from the enemy Scipii troops there of Armenius. Okay, so but he's still, to me, he's still a little bit isolated. Now, this is a good move by Lando here. He's got his archers now shooting into the flank of Fesen's troops, but he needs to watch out for enemy cavalry attack. There you are. Can you see Armenius there bringing his cavalry in, looking like he might smash into the flank of Lando's archers there. But Lando's still got 3 of his archers shooting into the flank of Fesen's archers there. And there you can see Skema's Spanish army there with the bull warriors. There they are. And as I say, don't forget they can throw pylons the same as the Roman armies there. But the more I look at Lando's positioning of his troops, the more I'm a little bit worried there about what's going to happen here on this flank. I don't know what all of you are thinking there. And over on the other flank there, you can see Royer's intercepted army is now making its way over to the rest of his allies now, after chasing off those horse archers of Scorpion King there. So I think he suffered a few casualties there, especially his archers from that interception attack. But here you can see Skema's taking his bull warriors forward there towards the enemy troops. And you can see this cavalry coming in, looked like it's going to charge into his forward units there, look, and then decided not to, and that SPQR cavalry is pulled back there. In fact, 2 of those SPQR cavalry units have just been routed. Can you see a lot of archer fire going in to Skema's bull warriors there? Okay, so let's just pause the game for a second here. So here you can see Lando looking like he's going to possibly either attack Scipii or attack Julii there. Not quite sure which way he's going to go. And he didn't give the team any warning about what he was going to do there. So we'll see what happens from that in a minute. There's my Britannia battle formation there with my 10 fully upgraded chosen swordsmen. Okay, and as I say there, the Spanish bull warrior army there of Schemers, he's taking right out the front there to take on the Roman armies. Okay, so over here you can see Lando there attacked with his Germanic cavalry, but he's being counterattacked now by Fesen's Red Julii army. Okay, now it wouldn't surprise me if the blue Scipii army of Armenius came out as well to attack the Germania troops. There you can see that red cavalry going in there at the back. Oh my gosh, the Germania general has just been taken out. Okay, so things not looking very good. I think what I'm going to do is try and get my Britannia troops over towards my Germania ally as fast as I can. Okay, as I say, we had no warning of what Lando was going to do. Right, pause the game for a second here. So here you can see Lando bringing his 2 berserker units that he had hiding in the woods. He's going to bring them into the fray now to hit those Julii troops. I'm going to charge my chariots in as well. So there's going to be 2 lots of fear factor brought to bear, plus I'm going to bring my chosen swordsman into the battle as well. But as it stands at the moment, it looks like Lando's could lose his entire army at the moment. Okay, so there you are. You can see the Scipii army of Fesen attacking there. You can see my chariots arriving. You can see my chariots going to hit there, and bang, as they smash into the enemy troops there. And you can see my chosen swordsman arriving up. But unfortunately, you can see that Lando's infantry, most of Lando's infantry, if not all of it, and his cavalry has now been routed by the enemy troops. A combination of Scipii and Julii troops there smashing into his army. But my chariots are just arriving. My chosen swordsmen are arriving. You've got the 2 berserker units there as well. My chosen swordsman, I will have hit battle cry, which gives them enhanced attacking specifications there. There you are. And don't forget, we're getting the winter bonus as well. See my chariots really smashing into that Red Julii army. And as I say, my chosen swordsman just arriving. You can see this is a nice move here by Skema, bringing his Spanish troops over. But there you can see my chariots there really smashing into those enemy Julii troops. And you can see my chosen swordsmen are in there as well. Okay, but this is a nice move here. You can see Tabor moving his SPQR infantry over, but you can see that Skema here has brought his Spanish army over to block reinforcements there. So that was a really nice move there by Skema to block them. And here you can see Scorpion King's Dacian infantry there, moving towards the SBQR troops of the enemy there. Okay, but meanwhile here, what we'd like to do is try and take out the red Julii army and the blue Scipii army if we could. Okay, but there you can see my chosen swordsmen. As I say, I've hit Warcry, so their attacking specifications have been enhanced. We've got the chariots and the berserkers all hitting it. Right, good. The red Julii general's been routed there. Okay, so we've got the fear factor and the morale sapping abilities of the berserkers at work here. Okay, so the morale sapping abilities of the berserkers, plus you've got the morale sapping abilities of the chariots as well. So the Roman armies being hit by berserkers and chariots that are sapping the morale from them, making them more susceptible to routing. Plus they're being smashed by our infantry as well there. So you can see there we're really smashing into them there. And as I say, we've routed the red Julii general. You can see here that Lando's archers are really shooting in to the enemy troops as well. And he's got some rallied units, I think, as well there, from when we saw when they were all routed earlier. So well done to Lando there, managing to rally in his troops. But as I say here, we're going to try and take out all the Julii army and the Scipii army there if we can. You can see my Britannia troops are moving through the Julii troops towards the blue Scipii troops now with my infantry and chariots there. Okay, you can see my troops moving forward there see my chariots hit and bang! Notice I'm going for the Scipii general there. Notice how my chariots hit the Scipii general, plus my infantry are now pouring in as well. You can see the Scipii cavalry attacking the Germanic troops there. Oh my gosh, but I know that Armenius brings fully upgraded cavalry there, so that's what they'll be there. But you can see, as I say, a big battle going on there. We've managed to rout, I think, all of Fesen's red Julii army there, which is good news for us. And as I say, our Spanish ally here is keeping the SBQR troops at bay. See those pillars being thrown in there from those Spanish troops. There you are, look. So they're just they can throw just as many pillars as the Roman troops. And to say here, you can see, I wonder if our Dacian ally Scorpion King is going to move towards those SBQR troops there. But as I say, I think that Spanish army of bull warriors seem to be quite formidable. I don't know what all of you think there. And they were out there exchanging pillars with the enemy SBQR troops there. But as I say, very powerful army, I think that Spanish army is. But meanwhile over here, as I say, I think we've taken out all, if not most, of the enemy Julii troops. I pulled my chariots back, reorganised them, and charged them back in again, like a bang, as they charge back in there. Remember, every time that the war cry runs out, I just hit war cry again. And as I say, that enhances the attack of my chosen swordsman when I hit Warcry. You can see Tabor's cavalry coming in there. Bang! As he smashes in there. So as I say, I'll try and send some of my infantry there to try and neutralise that cavalry hit there. You got the two Germanic berserker units still fighting in there as well. So it looks like we've taken out most of the Scipii infantry there. Right, now my head hurlers here are very exposed to cavalry hits, and make no mistake here, Armenius will have seen my head hurlers there and he will charge into them, and it wouldn't surprise me if he kills them all. He's going to get some really good kills there. But as I say, here we've managed to rout all the red Julii army, I think, and all of the Scipii blue army there, including the general, the infantry there of the Scipii. So between us, we've done really well there, the berserkers and my Britannia troops. But meanwhile over here, as I say, you can see that I think Skema's taking his Spanish army forward, being very, very aggressive towards the SBQR troops. And here you'll see that Scorpion King is charged in his few chosen swordsmen into that SBQR army of warriors there. You see that the chosen swordsman going in there? So doing really well. You can see some of those SBQR infantry retreating now. And as I say, the Spanish army, I think, looks very powerful here. I don't know what all of you are thinking. I think the Spanish army, which is looked upon as quite a weak faction, one of the weakest factions in the game, I think is looking pretty good. There's the pilots that are thrown into the enemy Roman troops there before they even get into hand-to-hand fighting. So that's pretty good. They were, and you can see there's some Triarii spearmen there that he bought obviously to neutralise any cavalry attacks there. Fighting the bull warriors. Bull warriors still throwing in pilots into the Roman SPQ troops. Just look at that volley of pilots that just went into them there. So as I say, I think that Spanish army looks quite formidable to me. And here you can see the chosen swordsman there of Scorpion King making inroads into the SPQR troops. Now, if you notice here, I haven't got a lot of chariots left. But what I'm going to do here, just to give you a heads up on that, I'm going to take my chariots, okay, in behind the enemy SPQR infantry. Okay, so I'm going to get my chariots in about here maybe. And then what I'm going to do is charge them in. But at the same time, what I'm trying to do is bring my infantry over as well. So what I think I'm going to do is when my infantry make contact with the enemy SPQR troops, I'll then charge in what I've got left of my chariots into the rear of those troops, just to give you a heads up on that. Okay, so that's what I'm looking to do. Run all my infantry over as soon as I make contact with those SPQR troops. As I say, I'll get my chariots in behind them, and then it'll be like kind of like a hammer and anvil attack is what I'm hoping here. Okay, but as you can see, I haven't got a lot of chariots left there. And there you can see my Britannia troops arriving. I've got my chariots in behind the enemy troops there. Right, there's my Britannia troops. Now get ready for this. You're going to watch me hit war cry. And what it says is that the men are taunting. You'll see this just in a second if we look in there. Can you see? There, can you see my men are taunting there? See, taunting, but now that's I've just hit war cry. So all their attacking specifications will be enhanced. You'll see my infantry charging into that SPQR infantry. Now watch my chariots. I'm going to smash my chariots into the rear there. Hammer and anvil attack. My infantry being the anvil, my chariots being the hammer. And get ready for this. And bang! As they smash in there. Plus you've got the Spanish general charging in there as well. So, oh my gosh, we routed several of those SPQR infantry units there. And as I say, the moment that war cry runs out, I hit war cry again and then charge forward again there. As I say, war cry very, very important to the chosen swordsman. When you hit that war cry, it really does enhance their attacking specifications there. I'm not sure if it might even enhance their charge bonus as well. I'm not 100% sure on that though. There, can you see I charged my chariots into the rear of those SPQR troops, and we've got our Spanish allies got his general in there as well. Oh my gosh! And it looks like we've managed to rout all those SPQR troops as well. And at this stage of the battle, I think it looks like yeah, I think it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle here. Okay, we've just taken out, I think, most of the Roman armies that we were facing there. I think Armenius, if I remember correctly, has still got his cavalry left there, and he's charging them into Dacian troops and my head hurlers. I think he killed most of my head hurlers there. So well done to him. Did well there. But as you can see, it looks like the lesser factions, or some people call them the lesser or weaker factions here, has managed to go on to win against battle-hardened 31k Roman armies there. So I think we've done well. Just to say, earlier on this night, or was it the night before last? We were the Roman army, and we lost against lesser faction team as well. So the more we get used to these battles, because I say it's all new to us at the moment, but as we get used to them more, we'll get better army builds, tactics and strategies. So yeah, looks like our team has managed to go on to win against the mighty battle-hardened 31k Roman armies. And if we look over here, this is where it kind of all kicked off a little way here, isn't it? Where Lando maybe got a little bit isolated and attacked there. And you got 2 Roman armies attacking his army. And then my Britannia troops arrived, both infantry and chariots, plus the 2 berserker units were activated as well. So there was a lot of morale sapping units there fighting the Roman troops. And then over here, this is where our Spanish ally was fighting SBQR troops. And look how many troops that our Spanish ally has got left. Oh my gosh. And in 31k battles, you never see Spain, do you? Or very, very rare. And here you can see here some more dead there. So very intense fighting there. And I think Armenius has just admitted defeat as well. So I think if I remember correctly, that's the only units that Lando's got left now, those 2 berserker units. So that just goes to show how tough the battle was. You can see that Scorpion King's got 1 Dacian unit left there, another one there, 2, and 1 there. So Scorpion King's got 3 very battle depleted units left there as well. So that just goes to show how tough the fighting was there. But as I say, it looks like our team has gone on to win the battle there. You see the heads there, some heads being thrown into those routing enemy Scipii cavalry there. You can see the heads going into them there. Okay, so the first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game. I thought everybody played well, and I was really surprised for a clear victory for our team there. You know, bearing in mind we're going up against 4 battle-hardened 31k Roman armies there, with what some people would class as lesser or weaker factions. So, as I say, I think we were all surprised at that. And highest kills in the game goes to a Brotherhood member, Armenius. 1,600 kills there, so really well done to Armenius there. Thought he played really well to get those kills. So, and unusual to see the highest kills in the losing team. I think Royer 35 would be a bit disappointed he got less than 1,000 kills, but he was intercepted coming over from that other flank, wasn't he? So, actually, that's not bad kills, really, bearing in mind he was intercepted there. Well done to Tabor. He'll be a bit disappointed he got less than 1,000 kills, but I thought he played quite well with his Roman army. I think Fesen will be a little bit disappointed he got less than 1,000 kills as well. As I say, well done to Arminius, highest kills in the game. So really well played, guys. My kills, not too bad there for Britannia. But you might think it's the chariots that got the most kills. But no, it was the infantry. Lando did well. Now, bearing in mind he was smashed and crashed on that left flank when he got isolated. That's pretty good kills, I think, for Lando. So well done to him with his Germanic army. Well done to Dacia there for Scorpion King. Did well there with Dacia. And well done to Skema with his Spanish army. I just want to show you something there. Look at the size of his Spanish army there at the beginning of the battle. And look how many men he's still got left at the end of the battle there. So well done to Skema with that Spanish army. But as I say, with my Britannia army there, I think, and our factions there, as I say, they're classed as lesser or weaker factions by a lot of people in 31k community, if you like, and up against 4 really battle-hardened, really good 31k Roman armies. So I think we did, you know, we did quite well there, really. So yeah, so it's not too bad there for our factions against those Roman troops. And just to say, I hope you enjoyed this battle. This is a new concept battle. Please leave your thoughts in the comments. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.